What's up everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies and welcome to my review of Another Simple Favor, which will be streaming exclusively on Prime Video this week. This is the sequel to 2018's A Simple Favor and is directed by Paul Feig, who directed the first movie. Anna Kendrick returns as Stephanie Smothers, who has reinvented herself from a mommy blogger to an amateur investigator and author. She's currently on a book tour, but sales are sagging, and as her publicist says, she's in need of a sequel. That's when she receives an unexpected visit from her old pal Emily Nelson, played by Blake Lively, who has been released from prison. Emily is marrying an Italian businessman and is in need of a favor. She wants Stephanie to be her maid of honor. Reluctantly, Stephanie agrees and heads to Italy, where things take a deadly turn. Before I jump into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe, that way you can keep up with all the videos I post here on the channel.
Gotta figure out what she's up to.
We all process the happiest day of our life differently.
What aren't you telling me?
Another Simple Favor isn't as clever or as intriguing as its predecessor. Although it tries to recapture the spirit of the first movie, it ultimately falls short. The story is overstuffed and the humor isn't as sharp, but thankfully it has Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, who make this twisty sequel an entertaining wild ride. Now this time around, instead of having the story play out in suburbia, the movie takes us to Capri, Italy, and it makes good use of the setting. We get some really gorgeous cinematography that shows off the island's beautiful landscapes and architecture, and this movie has a ton of style. Now, if you saw the first movie and thought Blake Lively's wardrobe was jaw-dropping, the fashion here is even more so. You have the outfits that are more daring, there's tons of accessories, jewelries, and there's even large hats. Now, this is actually a great example of what this movie is trying to do. It's basically trying to be a bigger version of the first movie. So it takes what worked in the first movie and then just does more of that. So everything is more over the top. The story is more ridiculous. It has more twists and turns. It also has more characters. Now, that doesn't all necessarily work. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively are really the best parts about this movie. They are a great dynamic duo who play off each other very well. And what's great about this movie is that the characters' dynamics have shifted. And so this time around, they get to have a little bit more depth to them. In the first movie, Stephanie was very naive and she was completely enamored with Emily, who was mysterious and she thought was very glamorous. Now she's less naive, and actually she's more suspicious of Emily and her motives, and always questioning, why she invited her to the wedding and questioning whether or not she's going to try to kill her. Meanwhile, Lively really gets to sink her teeth into playing the bad girl role, and her role actually takes some very unexpected turns. This movie also has way too many characters that it's trying to juggle here, and many of them are underutilized. You have Henry Golding returning as Sean, Emily and Stephanie's bitter ex, and he is great, and he delivers some of the best zingers in this movie. You also have Emily's fiance, Dante, played by Michele Morrone, who is the heir to a mafia family. Now, he brings a nice dose of mystery to this story, and his character is very imposing and intimidating, but he's not utilized very well. Alex Newell plays Vicky, Stephanie's publicist, who tags along on the trip. This character serves absolutely no purpose when it comes to the Italy portion of this movie. They have no purpose for being there, none at all, and was just a complete waste of the actor here. Kendrick and Lively really drive this movie, and so the parts of the story that don't focus on them, that don't focus on their characters or their characters together, aren't nearly as interesting, and that's when things really start to drag. And that's when they have all these other side stories and plot lines that are set up but ultimately go nowhere, again adding to this overstuffed feeling where there's just so much happening and this movie isn't able to really juggle those things. There are so many twists and turns in this movie. Some of them don't have a satisfying payoff. Some of them are really good. Some of them go really out there and are unexpected, and I don't think most audiences are going to be prepared for where some of these storylines go. Look, the plot of Another Simple Favor is absolutely ludicrous, especially when you start to really analyze it. But here's the thing, it's all intentional. Like, it's over the top and ridiculous for a reason. This movie doesn't take itself too seriously, and I found it entertaining. Is it as good as A Simple Favor? No, but it's a solid sequel. Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively really drive this. Their dynamic is amazing, and they really are what make this movie watchable. But it has some humor. The locations are great. The cinematography is great. The acting is solid. So, ultimately, it's a flawed movie, but it's still a fun movie. So those are my thoughts on Another Simple Favor, which will be streaming on Amazon Prime Video this week. If you plan on watching it, let me know in the comments. While you're here, like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos like this.